If I had not been on the ground floor of Spanish language television, where I got to work for Rupert Murdoch and all these people that wanted to launch channels, by osmosis, I picked up financial literacy, not from my parents, not from my community. And it was in hanging out with those men that I would hear things like, when I was your age, I started a business. I didn't make money for 10 years, and then I became rich.
The financial literacy Nely learned from people like Rupert Murdoch is exactly what she's sharing with listeners on her podcast, Moneymaker, Mi Mundo Rico, airing on the Money News Network, a podcast-driven financial news and information destination.
And now there's all these new immigrants in the United States, and nobody's onboarding them into the financial system. I know I don't have to explain this to anyone listening that is an immigrant. We become the money makers of our family. And I wanted to take ownership of that word and turn it into, instead of a painful thing, a beautiful thing. And that sometimes the greatest pain of your life, that you have to take care of a whole family, becomes your superpower. Because I'm good at making money. And I wouldn't be if I didn't have so many people that I had to help and support for so many years.
The new goal is to become self-made. Let me show you how.
Galán's goal of showing immigrants how to tap into their financial superpowers is important, since according to the latest U.S. Census numbers, almost 15% of the U.S. population is made up of immigrants, and of those 45 million people, 44% of them are of Latino descent. The U.S. Congress Joint Economic Committee reports that Latinos will make up 1/4 of all U.S. residents by 2060, but currently fare worse economically than the entire population. According to the same Congress report, on average, Latinos face higher unemployment, lower wages, lower household wealth, and higher poverty rates. So the future of the U.S. economy will depend in part on the ability of all Latinos to realize their full economic potential.
Latinos have all the power. We have the numbers, the power. We spend more money than anybody. My approach is I want people of color to have a legacy of wealth. Things that in our community we don't even know exist because we give all our money to our family. So it is from a very grounded place and a place of multi-generational legacy.
What actionable tips do you have for those who perhaps haven't had a chance to even listen to your podcast yet?
I think the number one thing I would say to everyone is you have to, in today's world, have a job and then have a side hustle. And that side hustle is money that you have to save. And in order to do anything great with your life, you have to have saved 2 years of salary. And then when you have 2 years of salary, you're at a crossroads. You can either start a business if you think you have that entrepreneurial push, or you can invest in an entrepreneurial way. And that means buy your first property. Or, find out that in your neighborhood, some viejito has a store or has something and you're going to buy it from them. You don't have to start everything from scratch. You can always invest as an entrepreneur with those 2 years of salary you have saved. You can buy a franchise. Why are we not buying Chipotle and Chick-fil-A and all these things? They're like, it's colored by number. So it's like they give you the business school training and then you buy one. And once you have 5 of them, you're rich.